Hey guys, so I wanted to do a video just discussing what I think is probably the biggest problem in the game right now. And I would actually say, before we jump into, talking about the problems that exist with the game and, how bad the game is and stuff like that, I actually think that if you take a look throughout this year, through 2023, I would say that this has definitely been one of the stronger years this game has ever had. And I would actually say you could make an argument that this might be their greatest year yet. I think 2023, more so than not, they have done a very good job with the game this year. That's not just, specifically talking about the PvP environment or anything like that. I think the releases this year were a lot better overall than last year. We received a lot more summonable characters this year than last year, a lot more characters that changed the way the game was played, different unique mechanics were introduced. And then also, I think, although it's at this point, I've seen a lot of people sort of bring this up recently, that the game has been sort of predictable in what kinds of events they drop, what kinds of campaigns they bring out. I would agree that it's, sort of becoming a bit, to be honest, this game has been predictable for a long time. But overall, when it comes to what campaigns they're giving us, and especially taking a look at Legends Fest and the anniversary, I think both celebrations, they did a very good job with them. Part 2 of Legends Fest, I would say, is a little bit lacking compared to what we were hoping for, but overall, the celebration itself is very, very solid. So with that out of the way, I just wanted to make sure that we at least recognized and mentioned that this year has been very good for the game. I think it is also worth mentioning that there are certain aspects of the game that are not quite what we would hope to see in terms of how good they are, how generous they are, and just the overall format of some things here. Now, there's a lot of things you could bring up as sort of negative aspects of the game. I think I talked about this in my Q&A video yesterday, but I talked about at length how bad the equipment system is. I think rerolling in general is really, really bad. It just takes a long time, takes a lot of resources. Zenny is a major problem. So there's a lot of things that they can work out in terms of just the technical aspects of what it means to get better equipment, level up your characters, increase the power of your account, stuff like that. But what I'm going to be specifically talking about today in this video, that I think is probably just the single biggest problem with the game now overall, I'm going to just make a blanket statement and say it's the entire summoning system that exists in the game. Obviously, I'm talking about this menu right here. The way you obtain characters is through summoning, which is completely RNG based. And there really hasn't been a massive overhaul in summoning in terms of the banner formats for a while. They sort of established the main format that we've seen going all the way back to Legends Fest 2021. Legends Fest 2021 is when they introduced the triple Z power, triple sparking rate, LF character step-up banners. Of course, now it's not 3 times, it's just 2 times for both the Z power and the rates. But it's the same structure overall that we see continue to be in the game right now. We could take a look at the Part 1 banners here. We have Beast Gohan's banner, and then Blue Kaioken Goku Evolution Blue Vegeta's banner. There's 20% sparking rates, 2 times Z power. There's a lot of featured characters. There's steps that are really good. There's free EX steps. There's free multis. You get summon coins to be used in the shop here. So I would say that overall, this is the format that I really don't have that big of an issue with. But now that we have this format that exists, I would assume that most people would agree that this is a very, just catastrophically bad banner format. And I hope that they understand how negatively we're receiving this format and they don't do this again. But this is just one aspect of the summon system when I say how it's quote unquote really bad. The main point that I want to address with this video is about the frequency of them bringing back characters. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump over to Chrome, and we're going to have basically the entire 2023 banner lineup pulled up on a window here. Here we go. So we're going to just not go through every single banner that dropped this year, but I'm going to point out a few characters that released towards the beginning of the year. And I'm going to just use them as examples to explain why I think this is such a bad thing for the game. So the first major release this year was Blue 17. He came out on January 18th was when the banner dropped for Blue 17. The first LF of the year, the first major banner of the year. And he was a very good release. He's still very good today, almost a full year later. It's crazy how well this character has aged. one of the best aging characters in the game so far. And this guy really set the stage for establishing, the backbone of Universe Reps as a team. And as we came to understand, Universe Reps was going to get just repeated buff after buff after buff throughout the entire year, and that would not slow down at all. In fact, we're still getting Universe Rep buffs now, right? Blue Goku, Goku Evolution, Blue Vegeta. I would not be surprised if the Ultra was Universe Reps. So literally the entire year was just one big Universe Rep festival. But this is probably, I would actually say, if you looked at every single release during the year, I would point to Blue 17 as being the single most important release, because not only was he basically just the entire foundation of Universe Reps as a team, which was a new tag that they introduced, but he also significantly supported Androids, and Androids was also a team that they really heavily invested in throughout the entire year. And the team really came to become as good as it was. A lot of it was thanks to 17. So one of the more important characters we received this year. I would personally argue he's probably just, if you had to rank the importance of every single character that we received, I would say he's number one this year. Ridiculously prominent character. You run into him still a lot in PvP very frequently. You see this guy being used even today. So very, very impressive character. Now, the problem here is this guy dropped, once again, on January 18th. And the first time he came back was on an anniversary banner. But the way that they brought him back was not on the Goku and Frieza banner. It was on a separate banner. The tag Universe Rep Huge Summon Collection. So let's take a look at this. So this tag Universe Rep Huge Summon Collection banner. We have Blue 17. Of course, they know that people are going to want to run Blue 17 alongside Goku and Frieza, the main headlining unit, which of course released on this banner over here. And then besides Blue 17, we have this Vegeta, one of the worst sparkings they've ever released. Golden Frieza, I mean, just honestly, these are all just old characters, right? Topo didn't get a Zenkai Awakening for another 6 months, 7 months since this banner dropped. Yeah, 6 months, six and a half months. This guy, I mean, he's a good bench. Beerus is not usable. Kale and Cleve is not usable. Yellow 17 is not usable. This Android 18 should have gotten a Zenkai. I don't know why she didn't. Dispo's unusable. Topo's unusable. And then Green Jiren is honestly just not a good Zenkai because his Zenkai ability is bad. Then you have Evolution Blue Vegeta, who's okay. And then you have UI Sign Goku, who got a Zenkai Awakening. But UI Sign Goku is also, he's also on the Goku and Frieza banner. So the entire purpose of them bringing back this banner, or not even bringing back, but introducing this banner, is single-handedly to separate the banners that 17 is on from the banner that Goku and Frieza was going to be debuting on. There was literally no reason to do this other than to artificially make it tougher to pull 17, because they know that going into the anniversary, people are going to want 17 to be used alongside Goku and Frieza, and so they made it so that the only way that that you're going to be able to get them together on the same team if you didn't have 17 already is to summon on this absolutely horrible banner to try and pull him. This is really bad, and this is not the only time we've seen this as well. We've seen this with Revival UI Goku. So Revival UI Goku, and honestly, it's still a thing with Revival UI. Where is his initial banner here? It was after 17, right here. So this is when Revival UI Goku first dropped. It was February 15th. He had his own step-up banner. And then he didn't return. How long was it until he came back for the first time? It was after, like, Namek Goku? No, it wasn't this far. Where was that? Here it is. The Legends Revival step-up. He came back for the first time on September 20th. This is over 7 months after he first dropped. Over 7 months later, he makes his first ever return. And look at the banner. Do you guys, let me actually pull up the first banner that he came out on as well. Let me get rid of the 17 stuff. So Revival UI's first banner, here we go. We have Revival UI, we have the new Master Roshi that came out alongside him. We have Red UI Goku, Purple Jiren, the tag Blue Goku and Vegeta, Evolution Blue Vegeta. We have the green Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, and then Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Looking back at this right now, this is a terrible banner. I probably even said back when the banner dropped, I probably said this banner is bad. Now, if we take a look at the banner that this Goku came back on, we have Goku, Master Roshi, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, who's like okay for GT. GT's not a real team though. Rose, who's not really usable anymore. Kid Buu, whose Zenkai is... I have no clue what they're doing. Why are they taking so long to give this guy a Zenkai? Future Gohan, who's like not really usable. Broly and Gogeta, who are both in Zenkai limbo as well. So this banner's also terrible. Look at the characters. This is such a terrible lineup. And they released this banner. Let me just go back up here. They released this banner to bring back UI Goku, essentially the same, basically the same week. It was a week after they released Kid Goku, his LF banner. So we've now seen that there is a pattern where they are very hesitant to bring back LF characters that they think people are going to be interested in summoning for separately on separate banners. And guess what? We haven't seen this Revival UI Goku has not actually returned since this banner. This was I'm pretty sure this was the only time he came back. Let me just quickly scan through here. I don't think he... Yeah, I don't think he's back. Let me check the upcoming or active banners here. Yeah, I don't think he is here. We have one banner upcoming. This one, is he on here? Let me just quickly check this. And this is another thing I'm going to talk about in a second. No, he's not on here either. So yeah, So this UI Goku initially released on February 15th, and as of today, December 19th, so over 10 months later, he has yet to come back on a banner that features a new character. So this is, dude, I would assume that in the future, like let's just say January rolls around, and January, let's just say we get a new LF Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I'm making this up. No basis at all. It's just me saying a random character. And we get a new LF Super Saiyan 4 Goku in January. There is a realistic possibility that if you don't summon for Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, or not Gogeta, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, it doesn't matter who it is, whatever the character's going to be in January, there's a real possibility that they might not return until the end of the year. How insane is that? That is absolutely ridiculous, especially if it's going to be a character as important as like Blue 17 was to not just one team, but multiple teams. And honestly, not even just to multiple teams, but just as like one of the most flexible leader slot characters to exist. So hopefully they don't keep doing this. I would like to imagine that they brought this banner out in September and like not a lot of people summon for this. And so this brings us to the other point that I wanted to mention. If we go back to active banners, we have, of course, the Goku and Bardock banner, which I briefly mentioned in the beginning of the video. I think is really bad. This format's terrible. And honestly, the characters that are on here are not that great. I mean, this Goku's a good bench character. This Frieza's going to be a good bench character whenever we get like a good yellow powerful opponent unit. This Bardock, we'll have to test him out when he gets his Zenkai tomorrow. I'm imagining he'll be pretty decent. And he's going to be a really good bench character too, but I don't know how well he'll actually be in PvP. This Goku I think is still good. His kid is good, but it's just not the best meta for him right now. So really, other than Goku and Bardock themselves, you have a sort of, I would call this a mediocre lineup here, not a great lineup at all. And then the format itself in terms of the actual steps here, terrible. And then we're getting this banner. Now this is a banner that we're actually getting tomorrow as sort of a filler bait banner before part 3 drops with the Ultra. This is the first time ever that this cell is coming back. This is the first time ever that Goku and Frieza are coming back. And then they threw 17 on here. And then besides those three, I would say, like, you know, sort of hope Trunks has his uses. He's not bad. Pan has her uses. She's not bad. But then everything else besides those characters, like Zamasu, I would say I kind of just throw him in like the usable pile. I actually think Roshi's a bit underrated. I throw him in the usable pile, but he's not really going to help you, you know, attain God rank or anything. Well, I mean, I guess you could technically get God rank with Roshi, but he's not going to be like a carry character in your team. Other than those characters, like this is pretty much all these characters here are just pretty much almost worthless. So looking at this banner and comparing it to the new Goku and Bardock banner, like I would just straight up tell you this banner probably has better value. Right, even the steps are better. You're getting the free multi on this banner. You're not getting the free multi on the Bardock step up. This banner that doesn't even have a new character on it is better than the one that has a new character on it. And I think what probably ended up happening here was they initially had the intention of releasing this banner, and so they probably removed, like, they probably intended to have Goku and Frieza return on the Goku and Bardock banner. They probably had Cell intended to come back on the Goku and Bardock banner, but they thought, hey, we've now established this pattern where we're going to be bringing characters back for the first time, but we're not going to be putting them on banners that feature new characters. So let's separate them onto a different banner. And so that's how we come to this abomination. And then for whatever reason, why does 17 have a lower pull rate? Look at this, 0.25% versus 0.5% for like every other LF, and Sword of Hope Trunks also is 0.25 for some reason. So it's just, when I say the summon system in the game is the biggest problem in the game, specifically regarding the summon system, it's going to be the fact that they have now established this pattern with new characters, that those new characters are not going to be returning until like 10 months down the line on a banner that you actually want to summon on. Like, people want to, even though I understand that this Goku and Bardock banner is terrible and I recommend that nobody summons on this, people are going to want to summon on the banner because it is a new character and there's hype and excitement associated with the new character. That's not something that people can really, you know, avoid most of the time. It's just the allure of the brand new shiny character, right? And so they know that. And so they know that if they then put characters on a different banner that are maybe have a better lineup than the other banner, people are going to want to summon on this. So I look at this and I'm just like, even during Legends Fest, they're doing this, and it just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. So I thought making a video at least covering this and discussing this would have been, you know, sort of like doing my part here to talk about it. And again, because I didn't specifically just mention this aspect of the summon system, and I said the summon system in general, again, there's other aspects about the summoning system that I don't like at all. I think we could just point to, where's like, there we go. We could just point to banners like this. I think the Ultra banner format is also really, really bad. You have the Ultra character, you have 4 typically like bad LFs, and that's the entire banner. You have the main Ultra, who, you know, typically when an Ultra releases, they're like the best character in the game, or at the very minimum top 3 in the game. For some reason, they really want Ultras to be the best. I mean, I understand why. Highest rarity, hardest to pull. It makes sense. But, I mean, the banner format itself, I mean, you're getting these tickets which are essentially worthless, which is another issue that I would point to as the summoning system just being bad, is these tickets are actually worthless. There's no summon coins on these banners. They sort of replace those with these tickets. I would just, please just get rid of these. Like, actually just delete these tickets from the game and just replace these with summon coins. There's no EX or higher step on here, which doesn't really matter that much, but it would be nice to at least have that. But at least we have the free multi. So I would even say that like this banner, like Ultra banner formats are probably better than the Bardock banner. This is so bad. I don't know what they were thinking with the Bardock banner format here, the Goku and Bardock banner. But yeah, I think Ultra banners here. One of the biggest problems that I have with Ultra banners is the fact that they don't feature older Ultras. We are about to hit 2 years since Ultra Super Gogeta dropped. Are they really going to be continuing to bring back Ultra Super Gogeta's banner and expect people to summon on that? Like, the only people who are going to be summoning on like Ultra Super Gogeta's banner are people that like just started playing the game and just want him for collection purposes, because they're going to pull Ultra Super Gogeta, they're going to go into PvP, they're going to use him, and then they're just going to get absolutely decimated by the new units. You can't, Ultra Super Gogeta, he can't keep up with the new characters. So what they should do is they should just add him onto here as a separate character on this banner. So if they release, I don't know, Ultra Cooler Movie Goku is the part 3 Ultra here. They should add Ultra Super Gogeta to his banner as just another 0.35% rate character to be able to pull on that banner. That's it. But we know that now that they started doing banners like this, they really are trying to shy away from adding those older characters to banners that have new characters on them. So this is the biggest problem to me. It all stems back to them not really wanting to give, I guess, high value to banners. And so hopefully as we go into 2024, they don't continue this, but I imagine that they probably will, considering that they've done it multiple times this year. But I wanted to just talk about this quickly and mention that this is what I think is currently the biggest problem in the game. Take a look at characters like Blue 17, characters like Revival UI Goku, and just keep that in mind as you're deciding what banners to summon on next year. And this is their intention with this decision as well. They want people to be scared to miss out on these characters. They want you to be able to not just skip a banner and not have to worry about the character and be like, oh yeah, I'll just pull for the character when they come back in 2 months on the next LF banner. That, like, they don't want you to do that. And so that's unfortunately the place we're at here with summoning in this game. So let me know down below what you guys think about this. Do you guys think this is the biggest problem with the game, or do you think there's a bigger problem that exists? Let me know. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you all in the next one.